Each lived experience and, the processing of it has value. And I think as soon as we kind of stop comparing, one sort of trauma with another, I think that actually we can start to get to where we want to go. Okay, so some people are like, what is trauma-informed care, Meredith? I don't even know what that is. And I get that. It's kind of a technical term a little bit. There's a lot of ways to define trauma. There's big T trauma and little t trauma. Big T trauma is abuse or neglect that happens before the age of 18, so childhood and adolescence. And little t trauma is everything else. Now, I'm not a fan of that definition, and I'll explain why here in just a second. But trauma-informed care, so if we're informed about the challenges, and for James Trail purposes, when we say trauma, we're also not just talking about like one event that happened. It's all of our mental health challenges that we face on a daily basis, that we faced 10 years ago, that we're facing today. So for us, that's inclusive of our definition. But trauma-informed care means that when we're caring for each other in a relational sense, and this can be across communities or just across the coffee table. When we're caring for each other, our understanding of trauma informs how we care about each other or how we care for each other. That is trauma-informed care. It's like having this basic understanding. We don't have to know everything and have read every article and every book on it, but if we can understand some of the basics about trauma and its impact, then it can help us as we care for each other. It can give us more empathy for the other person. And again, this can happen across nations, across communities, or across the room, across the table, across the screen as well. So that is a basic understanding of trauma-informed care. Now, the reason that I'm not a huge fan of that big T, little t definition of trauma is that I feel like it compares one kind of trauma with another. And I don't know about you, but I'm here to say, the trauma that we experience as adults and after the age of 18 has significance. Now, I am, a survivor of some childhood trauma. I have adopted kids who came to our home with a lot of, history and background and that kind of thing. And so I agree that childhood trauma, it is a thing. It is a huge thing. It's important. It's important to know. It's important to understand. It's important for us to unpack all of that. Yes. So I'm not devaluing childhood trauma. What I am saying is that I feel like when you say big T and little t, it puts them on some sort of plane that is comparative. And for me, I just don't feel like that helps us as adults to deal with the hard things that happen to us as adults. And that all of those things have value. Each story, each lived experience, and the processing of it has value. And I think as soon as we kind of stop comparing, one sort of trauma with another, I think that actually we can start to get to where we want to go in the path of healing. So that is a very basic definition of trauma-informed care.